What's up, everybody? Weston here with the Hidden Gibbon. Apparently super energetic this morning. I actually got sleep and it's amazing. Back with another daily deck tech video, and we are back again with another viewer request. And today we have Vihan Goldwaker. Let me know how to pronounce it. You know how there's words that you read, but you never hear aloud, so you don't know how to pronounce them? This is one of those words. So without further ado, but before we get into it, if you like my deck techs or my discussion videos, feel free to subscribe, but only if you feel I've earned it. If you want your commander made into a deck tech, drop it in the comments down below. I'll get that done for you. Been doing a lot of them here lately, and actually the viewer requests are just so fun. It's a lot more fun than me making a scheduled list and doing it. So now, let's get into Vihan, shall we? So, who is Vihan Goldwaker? He's a 3/3 for 3, red, white, and black. Other outlaws you control have vigilance and haste, and outlaws are assassins, mercenaries, pirates, rogues, warlocks, and outlaws. I wonder if those outlaws are in Thunder Junction. I know you hate me. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may have treasures you control become 3/3 construct, assassin, artifact, creature tokens, in addition to their other types. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be making some treasures, doing treasure things, some different types of treasure synergies, and making some beat sticks, getting them on in there. And you know what? They're going to have vigilance and haste. So let's see how we're going to operate today's effective thingamabobber. All right. So coming in at our first creature, we have the robot, the myth, the legend itself, Academy Manufacturer, the card that combos with a ham sandwich. If you would create a clue, a food, or a treasure token, instead create one of each. We're going to be creating a bunch of treasures, so why not make foods and clues as well? Clues let you draw cards, foods gain you life, and all of it's very fun. Like I said, combos with a ham sandwich. Breaches, Eager Pillager, has first strike, and whenever a pirate you control attacks, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. Spoiler alert, also, Breaches is a pirate. You can create a treasure token. You can have target creature not be able to be blocked this turn, or you can exile the top card of your library, and you may play it this turn, which is all pretty fun. We have Cavern Horde Dragon, which is, we're going to say, a budget option to Ancient Copper Dragon, which is over $100 at this time. Wizards, reprint Ancient Copper Dragon into the ground. You own the property behind it. But this is a 6/6 for 9, but it costs X less to cast, where X is the number of artifacts your opponents control, which your opponents are going to probably be running a bunch of mana rocks. You have flying, trample, and haste on this bad boy, and whenever Cavern Horde Dragon deals combat damage to a player, you create a treasure token for each artifact that player controls. So, if they themselves have a lot of treasures, and they don't want you to have gain treasures off of this, then they are going to have to, sacrifice their treasures to not let you get more. But, of course, they're not going to do that, so you're going to also get a whole bunch of fun stuff. Very, very fun things. We have Crime Novelist, 1/3/4/3. Whenever you sacrifice an artifact, put a 1/1 counter on Crime Novelist and add a red. I was recently made aware of this card by the manager at my local game store, because I didn't buy a whole lot of Murders at Karloff Manor, and so I did not know that this little thing existed. So I picked up a couple of them and threw one in my Sauron's treasure deck. He's still $1.50, so really nice. We have Goldlust Triad. It is a 4/3 King Ghidorah we have at home for 4 generic and 1 red, with flying, and Myriad, which is whenever this creature attacks for each opponent, you get to create a tapped and attacking copy of this creature, and then they poof out of existence at the end of combat. And whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. So look at that, treasures. We've got Goldspan Dragon. This thing's sitting in, I believe, at around $20-ish. It's a 4/4 for 5. It's a Chungus looking dragon here. It has flying and haste, and whenever this creature attacks or becomes the target of a spell, create a treasure token, and treasures you control have tap, sack, add 2 mana of any color. So like you're already seeing a lot of generic treasures, but these generic treasures get to be turned into beat sticks. We also have Impulsive Pilferer. When it dies, create a treasure token. Pretty simple. 1/1 blocker. Let him die. We also have Jan Jansen, Chaos Crafter. Jan Jansen here, or maybe Jansen? I don't know. Who knows? Probably somebody who's not named Weston. 3/3 for the 3. Haste and sacrifice an artifact creature. Create 2 treasure tokens. This is important. Artifact creature. Turn your treasure into 2 treasures. Ha ha ha. Or you can sacrifice a non-creature artifact to create 2 1/1 colorless construct artifact creature tokens, which seems far more lame, honestly. We have Kimball, Profiteering Mare, 2/4 for 3. Whenever 1 or more tokens enter the battlefield under your opponent's control, for each of them, create a tapped token that's a copy of it. This ability triggers only once each turn. Whenever 1 or more tokens enter the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. It's a fun time. This is pretty good because the treasures, and then the foods and clues off your Academy Manufacturer. Peak. We have Kellogg, Dangerous Mind. First strike and haste, and whenever he attacks, create a treasure token. And you can sack 5 treasures to gain control of target creature for as long as you control Kellogg. Activate only as a sorcery. Pretty interesting. Oh, poor Nate in there, just dead as disco. For those of you who play Fallout 4, Kellogg, not a great guy. We have Knuckles, the Echidna. 2/4 for 4. Double strike, trample, haste. And, he's an Echidna. And whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create a treasure. Not bad. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 30 or more artifacts, you win the game. This is like the fun challenge level, difficult win con in the deck, right? Because, it's fun to try to get that many treasures without somebody, Vandal blasting them all into oblivion. We got Lotho, Corrupt Sheriff. Whenever a player casts their second spell each turn, you lose a life and create a treasure. That's any player and on any turn. So if, all 4 of you cast 2 spells in the same turn, then you're going to lose 4 life and create 2 treasures, which is pretty spiffy. We have Mahadi, Emporium Master. At the beginning of your end step, create a treasure token for each creature that died this turn. So, fun fact, once again, say we have all of these treasures here. Say you have 10 treasures that are 3/3 constructs. You swing away Meryl with them. Or at the beginning of combat, you sacrifice them all to do something silly, like pump your crime novelist, generate mana, etc. Any number of effects that you want to do, get Mirkwood Bats and Kimball to ping. You then would get to create that many at the end of turn, which is pretty good. Then we have Mayhem Devil. Whenever a player sacrifices a permanent, this creature deals 1 damage to any target. Mirkwood Bats. Whenever you create or sacrifice a token, each opponent loses 1 life. We have Olivia, Opulent Outlaw. 3/3 for 4, flying, lifelink, and whenever 1 or more outlaws you control deal combat damage to a player, create a treasure. Assassins, mercenaries, pirates, rogues, and warlocks, and our outlaws. Well, fun fact for you here. This is, I don't know if you've ever noticed, this is Wizard's subtle way of nerfing abilities, is whenever 1 or more. Because if you had each outlaw do it, you could attack with all your treasures, generating twice the amount of treasures. Pretty fun. Oh yeah, and then she has sacrifice 2 treasures, put 2 1/1 counters on each creature you control, activate only as a sorcery. We have Pitiless Plunder. Whenever another creature you control dies, create a treasure token. Ha ha. We have Professional Facebreaker. Menace. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create a treasure token, sack a treasure, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Reckless Fireweaver. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Southwind Avatar. It's a 3/4 for 4. Death Touch. Whenever another creature you control dies, you gain life equal to its toughness. Hey, look, we got these 3/3 constructs. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. See, this is also synergistic with our Academy Manufacturer making foods. And also, with our treasures, making them 3/3 constructs and then sacrificing them. We got Stormkill Artist, so whenever you cast or copy and insert sorcery, you get to make a treasure. Zorn, if you would create 1 or more treasures, you create those tokens plus an additional treasure. We have ourselves a whole bunch of sorceries here. Blasphemous Act, easy. It's the best red removal there is for mass removal. We got Blood Money, destroy all creatures for each non-token creature destroyed this way. Create a tap treasure token. We got Brass's Bounty for each land. Create a treasure token. Hell to Pay. It deals X damage to target creature. And creatures create a number of tap treasure tokens equal to the amount of excess damage dealt to that creature this way. Hit the Motherlode. Discover 10. If the card's mana value is less than 10, create a number of tap treasures equal to the difference. We have Inspired Tinkerer. Exile the top 3 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards, create 3 treasures. We're going to be generating treasures, so playing things off the top of our deck is pretty fun. Pirate's Pillaging. Discard a card, draw 2 cards, create 2 treasures. There are a million of these effects. We have Reckless Endeavor. Roll a d12 and choose 1 result. Roll 2 d12s. I don't know why it doesn't have the S in there. That bothers me. And choose 1 result. Reckless Endeavor deals damage equal to the result to each creature, then create a number of treasure tokens equal to the other result. We have ourselves Season of the Bold. You get to choose the Paws, the adorable little paws from Bloomburrow. You can create tap treasure token, exile the top 2 cards of your library, and play them until your end of your next turn. And then until the end of your next turn, whenever you cast a spell, it deals 2 damage to up to 1 target creature. We have Seize the Spoils, discard a card, draw 2, create a treasure, and Strike It Rich. We're going to create a treasure with Flashback of 3. Instants, we got 13. We got some removal in here with Anguished Unmaking, D-Spark, Generous Gift, Path to Exile, Chaos Warp counts as removal, friends, Terminate, Swords to Plowshares, Stroke of Midnight, and also Bottle Cap Blast. It deals 5 damage to any target. You can also improvise it by tapping your artifacts to take 1 off the cost. Deals 5 damage to any target. If excess damage is dealt to a permanent this way, create that many tap treasures. We have Unexpected Windfall in here. Discard a card, draw 2 cards, create 2 treasures. Deadly Dispute, sack an artifact or creature, draw 2 cards, create a treasure token. And Village Rites, sack a creature, draw 2 cards. Sack your treasures. The treasure once it's a creature. We have a Beamtown Beatstick. The equipped creature gets +1/+0 and has menace, and whenever a equipped creature deals combat damage to a player or battle, if you ever encounter one of those, create a treasure token. I'm honestly shocked they haven't brought back battles. They could in a few of the UB sets, right? They could have made a battle in the Avatar set. They could have made battles for the Hobbit set. There's literally the Battle of the 5 Armies. They could bring back the battle. Coin Mastery. Each creature you control enters with an additional 1/1 counter on it for each mana from an artifact spent to cast it. And then you tap to create a treasure token. We have Diamond Pickaxe. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. And when it attacks, create a treasure. This thing is also indestructible. Goldvein Pickaxe. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. And when it deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. Then we have Kark Clan Ironworks, a card that I have to say slowly and very deliberately, otherwise I'm going to go like Kark. Yeah, see? Can't do it. Sacrifice an artifact, add 2 colorless mana to your mana pool. This gives you another sack outlet for your artifacts that generates mana. For enchantments, we do have ourselves Agent of the Iron Throne. Commander creatures you control have. Whenever an artifact or creature you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life. We have ourselves a Bastion of Remembrance. When it enters, you make a human, and whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So you sack your treasures, when they're creatures, and then you get to do that fun stuff. And this would also... sacking these at instant speed when they're creatures is so good for this deck because you can get things like Black Market here. Whenever a creature dies, put a charge counter on Black Market. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, add a black for each counter on Black Market. So, that's pretty good. Then we have Black Market Connections. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, choose 1 or more. Create a treasure, lose 1 life. Draw a card, lose 2 life. Create a 3/2 colorless shapeshifter creature token with changeling, you lose 3 life. Got Monologue Tax in here, so whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, you create a treasure. Spiteful Banditry. When it enters, it deals X damage to each creature, and whenever 1 or more creatures your opponents control die, you may create a treasure token. This ability triggers only once each turn. We have Sticky Fingers. The creature has menace, and when it connects with a player, you get to create a treasure token. And when the enchanted creature dies, draw a card. We have the Meat Hook Massacre. Good X spell to dump lots of mana into. Each creature gets -X/-X till end of turn. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life, sacrificing your treasures. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, you gain a life. Then we have There and Back again. In step 1, Up to 1 target creature can't block for as long as you control there and back again. And the ring tempts you. Mode 2, you search your library for a mountain and put it on the battlefield. Red ramp. Red land ramp is hard to come by. This card does it though. And then mode 3, you create Smog, the chiefest of calamities here. It's a 6/6 legendary dragon creature token with flying, haste, and when this creature dies, you create 14 treasure tokens. Pretty neat. For our lands, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. We have the check lands where they check for a plains or a swamp. Command tower. We have nomad outpost. We have our bounce lands, and we have our pain lands in there. And we are also running 27 basics. So that is the deck build, and because I'm getting better at not forgetting this, now we are going to zoom a chrome on over to opening hands. And 3, 2, 1, go. Here we are, and here is our opening hand of the day, and sweet baby Jesus, this one isn't looking too bad. So we're going to put in Nomad Outpost here, and once again, in true Western fashion, I forgot to draw on my first turn. Someday, friends, I will remember. Someday. We go to turn 2. We're going to drop down this plains here. Pretty spiffy. Next turn, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't want to discard with the Orsov Basilica, but you can if you want. Honestly, you could, by doing this, bounce this back to hand, and I would honestly get rid of Hit the Motherlode. Next turn, we're going to drop our plains down there. We're back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Back to our thing. You probably have to path something on the enemy turn, and then we can next hand. Let's see, this one's not bad. Start there we go. I draw for my turn. We drop ourselves a swamp on turn 1. Not bad. Next turn we go ahead and drop this isolated chapel. Still not bad. Turn 3 we can drop this mountain, so we have a red source in play. And, we can terminate somebody's early game thing. Sets us up so we won't have to discard. And then on our turn, go ahead, add a red. Put this into play. So, we can still cast something for 3 if we want, but we'll drop him. All right, and one more hand, shall we? Here's our hand. This is not good because we have no red sources, so you know what? Let's see what our next one brings. Swamp, Caves of Koilos. we got doomed again. Draw for our turn. Could be worse. Could be worse. But yeah, there you go. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. As always, I'm Weston with the Hidden Gibbon, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'm going to record some discussion videos, and then I'm going to go enjoy the nice 65-degree weather outside. It is beautiful here in Iowa before we get more storms. Did you know, fun fact, this is a fun fact before I leave, Iowa has had more tornado warnings in the month of April this year than we did the entirety of 2025. Wonder why that might be. Who's to say? Have a great day. What's